really such a surprise.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times you missed foreshadowing details on How I Met Your Mother.
Ted?
Hi. I was just,
Come on up.
What if the universe sent you a gigantic sign that this woman was your destiny? Then would you talk to her?
This is the young rose.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most intriguing clues throughout this comedy series that hinted at things to come. Did you spot any other foreshadowing details? It would be legend, wait for it, dairy if you shared them in the comments. Number 10. The ending at James's wedding. In this episode, Barney is shocked to learn that his brother is monogamous, but then he discovers that he's going to be an uncle.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be an uncle?
for the rest of your life.
Fast forward a year, and we see Barney hanging out with his new nephew and chatting about their future uncle-nephew broship. However, that isn't the only future prediction in this scene either.
We are gonna bro out uncle and nephew style. Stick with me, kid. I am gonna teach you how to live.
The camera pans out to show Barney lovingly playing with the baby while Ted and Robin dance together in the background. This image seems to mirror the events of the series finale. Could it be that the writers were hinting at the ending and we simply missed all the signs? Number 9. Did Barney predict the future? With things getting serious between Robin and Dawn, Barney and Ted are forced to confront some unresolved feelings. As they drunkenly argue over who deserves to be with her, Barney offers up this rather crass compromise.
How about this? We share her. I'll take her until she's 40, and then you can have her after that.
Now, if we do the math, Barney and Robin are in their 30s when they get married in 2014. But despite building up to the wedding for an entire season, it doesn't last.
It was a twisting, turning road that led to the end of the aisle, and not everything along the way was perfect. To be honest, not everything to follow would be perfect either.
Ted's telling his teenage kids this story in 2030, 16 years later, meaning when he and Robin ultimately get back together, she must be over 40.
This is a story about how you're totally in love with Aunt Robin.
So we guess Barney called it back in season 5? Number 8. The headstone. In hindsight, there were lots of clues revealing the mom's fate since day one. Admittedly, some were more subtle than others, but more on that later. In this season 7 episode, Marshall visits his father's grave a year after his passing to continue their old tailgating tradition.
Kids, tailgating at the Vikings-Bears game was a tradition for Uncle Marshall and his dad.
We'd recommend pausing to take a closer look at the headstone on Marvin Sr.'s left. While most of the writing is unclear, the word mother can be easily made out. They were practically spelling it out for us, and yet so many of us missed this huge foreshadowing detail that was hiding in plain sight. Number 7. Where's the Blue French Horn? Any fan of the show knows the story of the Blue French Horn, and how it became a symbol of Ted and Robin's relationship.
Excuse me? Pardon me? Just a sec. Enjoy your coffee. Hey! Hey! Go!
After Ted steals it, it resides in Robin's apartment. However, some eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that in this season 2 episode, it's nowhere to be seen.
Can we talk about this later?
Absolutely. Tell people what?
2 episodes later, at Marshall and Lily's wedding, Ted and Robin tell Barney a long story revealing that they broke up. They also explain that the restaurant forced them to return the iconic blue instrument.
Oh my God, it's you.
What?
You're the son of a bitch who stole our blue French horn.
But could the horn's absence just 2 episodes earlier also have been hinting at their breakup as well? Number 6. The mother's name. If you cast your mind back to season 1, one of the very first details we learn about the titular mother is her name. After getting kicked out of a soup kitchen on Thanksgiving, Ted, Robin, and Barney end up at the Lusty Leopard, much to Ted's dismay.
Surprisingly good.
Right? I told you so.
But while they're there, he starts chatting to a stripper who tells him her real name.
I'm Amber.
I'm Ted.
Actually, I'm Tracy.
Still Ted.
Ted may have just been messing with his kids, but their shocked response tells us all we need to know. Their mom's called Tracy, and we just got the very first piece of the 9-year-long puzzle that uncovers her identity.
And that, kids, is the true story of how I met your mother.
What?
I'm kidding.
Number 5. Ted and Robin get their single stamina back. When Barney's brother James comes to visit, he successfully persuades the gang to break out of their couple's hibernation and go to a bar.
You owe it to them to rise up and shimmy your lazy ass into something hot, and you go out there and you live their dream. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah!
Voiceover Ted then explains the signs that differentiate the couples from the singles on a night out.
There are many ways to tell whether someone has single stamina or couple's coma.
Cut to the following year when they're all at James's wedding. Newlyweds Lily and Marshall duck out early, while Ted and Robin decide to stay a little longer.
It's 9 o'clock. We should be getting back. You guys want to split a cab?
No, I think I'm gonna stay a little bit longer.
Yeah, me too. I'm not tired at all.
In fact, they both seem to be exhibiting single stamina behavior, and that can only mean one thing. If, like many of us, you missed these clues, you'd eventually learn about their breakup 12 episodes later. Number 4. Love in the Time of Cholera. If you've read Gabriel Garcia Marquez's novel, then you might notice a few parallels between the book's plot and this series. In the book, Florentino and Fermina, who parallel Ted and Robin, fall in love, but the stars just don't align.
This woman was perfect. She liked dogs. She spent her summers in North Carolina. She played bass guitar. She did the Times crossword. She played tennis. She liked old movies. Her favorite food was lasagna. Her favorite book was Love in the Time of Cholera.
She eventually moves on and marries Dr. Urbino instead, mirroring Tracy or arguably even Barney. After Urbino passes away and several decades pass, Fermina and Florentino finally get together.
You just never know when or where.
And he was right. Unfortunately, the when of it was still a little ways down the road. But the where of it?
Not only is this Ted's favorite book, but also what he happens to be reading when he first meets Tracy. For those familiar with the novel, the ending was a dead giveaway the whole time.
Funny how sometimes you just find things.
Number 3. Marshall saved the last slap for a rainy day. The slap bet is one of the best running gags throughout the entire series, and has provided plenty of hilarity along the way. Still, we can't quite understand why Barney would choose to extend it rather than just wear the ducky tie for a year.
And to be clear, this would add 3 slaps to Marshall's existing one, giving him 4 slaps in total.
Deal.
Nevertheless, Marshall uses 2 of his 4 additional slaps immediately and vows to save the last one for a rainy day.
I think I'll save those bad boys, for a rainy day.
Okay, the worst is over.
And would you believe it, Barney and Robin's wedding day fit the bill perfectly. Marshall uses the final slap to knock the wedding jitters out of Barney, bringing the slap bet to its very satisfying conclusion.
Stall from now, back in 6 hour stops. That's all of them. Wow. Wait. I'm free.
Number 2. La Vie en Rose. You're probably familiar with Tracy's rendition of this Edith Piaf song from season 9.
Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose.
But did you know that it's not the only time it's featured on the show? We first hear it in season 1's The Limo when Ted and Robin share a New Year's midnight kiss.
Well, a deal's a deal.
The song is about seeing the world through rose-tinted glasses, which describes Ted to a T. It also connects him to his 2 greatest loves.
You start believing again.
In what? Destiny?
Chemistry. If you have chemistry, you only need one other thing.
What's that?
Timing.
Were they trying to tell us that this was Ted and Robin's song all along? Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Mother's Fate. As we've already seen, the show was full of hints pointing at the tragic fate of the titular mother. But this one from season 8 is especially heart-wrenching.
But none of those things is the thing I do first. You know the thing I do first.
Future Ted imagines his past self racing to the mother's apartment to confess his love. He He tells her that he would do anything to have more time together.
But I'm here now, I guess, because I want this extra 45 days. With you, I want each one of them.
Now, we all know that Ted's a hopeless romantic, so we might have dismissed it as classic schmosby. However, it was actually foreshadowing the gut-wrenching fact that their time together is limited. As we later discover, when Ted is recounting his story, Tracy is no longer around.
Come on, Dad. Mom's been gone for 6 years now. It's time.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.